In this spreadsheet, we're going to walk through the expense assumptions for budget number 1 for the next 5 years. Our first expense assumption under budget number 1 is that early years expenses will increase by $150,000 in 19 to 20, then by another $250,000 in 20 to 21, then by 5% per year to cover the cost of running the new preschool. Next, secondary education expenses will increase by 2.5% per year. Language and culture expenses will increase to $120,000 in 19 to 20, then to $144,000 in 20 to 21, then by 4% per year to cover the additional cost of language and culture classes. Special education expenses are expected to increase by 1.5% per year over the next 5 years. We're looking at transportation expenses to decrease by 1.5% per year over the next 5 years due to the use of new electric vehicles. We're expecting that cafeteria expenses will increase by 1% per year over the next 5 years. Operations and maintenance expenses are expected to increase by 2% per year over the next 5 years. Education board expenses are expected to increase to $45,000 for 2019 to 20 and for 2020 to 21, and then go to $48,000 for 21 to 22, 22 to 23, and 23 to 24. Administration expenses are expected to increase by 2% per year over the next 5 years. Student services expenses are also expected to increase by 2% per year over the next 5 years. As well, post-secondary expenses are expected to increase by 2.2% per year over the next 5 years. We'll add up each of these columns to see what our total expenses are. And then we'll subtract the expenses from our revenues above to see where we end up in terms of year-end overspending or underspending. And what we see is that in 2018 to 19, we were actually overspent by $126,476.29. However, in each of the following years, we actually have ended up with money left over. So under budget scenario 1, at the end of 5 years, if all the numbers work out, we come out in a pretty good situation financially.